this is my topic for today. Piaget's stages of cognitive development. Jean Piaget's cognitive theory of development. For 60 years, Jean Piaget conducted research in cognitive development. His research involved observing a small number of individuals as they responded to cognitive tasks that he designed. These tasks were later known as Piagetian tasks. Piaget called his general theoretical framework genetic epistemology. And this is the basic cognitive concepts or mga konseptong mga pangunahing konseptong nagbibigay malay. First is schema. Piaget used the term schema to refer to the cognitive structures by which individuals intellectually adapt to and organize their environment. So guys, si Piaget daw ay gumamit ng terminong schema upang tumukoy sa strukturang which is nagbibigay daw ng malay kung saan intellectual umaangkop ang individual at upang ayusin ang kanilang environment. Halimbawa, kung nakakita ng aso ang isang bata, sa unang pagkakataon, he will create his own schema or meaning of what the dog is. Kumbaga, bibigyan ng malay ng malay kung ano ang nakikita niya sa aso. In his mind, the dog has 4 legs and a tail. It barks and it's furry, and that's what his schema about the dog. Second is assimilation. This is the process of fitting a new experience into an existing or previously created cognitive structure or schema. Ito daw ang proseso ng pag-angkop ng isang bagong karanasan sa isang mairal na o dati ng nilikha na strukturang nabibigay malay or schema. Halimbawa, di ba we're talking about a child lately about this schema of a dog? When it comes assimilation naman, if the child sees another dog, this time a little smaller one, maiintindihan niya kung ano ang nakikita niya sa pamamagitan ng bagong impormasyon ito na iba ang itsura ng aso, and that is his schema about the dog. Third is accommodation. This is the process of creating a new schema. O ito ang proseso ng paglikha ng bagong schema. Halimbawa, kung ang parehong bata ngayon ay nakakita ng isa pang hayop na medyo mukhang aso, he might try to fit it into his schema of a dog and say, "Look, mommy, what a funny-looking dog. Its bark is funny too." The mommy explained, "That's not a funny-looking dog. That's a goat," sabi ng kanyang mommy. So, ang bata ay gagawa ng isang bagong schema na naman. That of a goat, he now adds a new file in his filing cabinet. The last is equilibration. Piaget believed that people have the natural need to understand how the world works and to find order, structure, and predictability in their life. Achieving proper balance between assimilation and accommodation. Si Piaget daw naniniwala na ang mga tao ay may natural na pangangailangan na maunawaan kung paano gumaganda ang mundo at makahanap ng kaayusan, structure at predictability sa kanilang buhay. So, When our experiences do not match our schema, plural of schema, or cognitive disequilibrium, nang nangungulugan ito na mayroong pagkakaiba sa pagitan ng kung ano ang nakikita at kung ano ang naiintindihan. We then exert effort through assimilation and accommodation to establish equilibrium once more. And here are the Piaget stages of cognitive development. The first stage is sensory motor stage. The first stage corresponds from birth to infancy. This is the stage when a child who is initially reflexive and grasping, sucking, and retching become more organized. The term sensory motor focuses on the prominence of the senses and muscles movement through which the infant comes to learn about himself and the world. Ito ang yugto kung saan kailan ng isang bata nasisimula ang reflexive sa paghawak, sa pagsuso at pag-abot ay nagiging mas maayos. Ang terminong sensory motor ay tumuon kung saan ang sanggol ay natututo tungkol sa kanyang sarili at sa mundo. The objective permanence is the ability of the child to know that an object still exists even when out of sight.
Stage 2. Pre-operational stage. The pre-operational stage covers from about 2 to 7 years old, roughly corresponding to the preschool years. Intelligence at this stage is initiative in nature. At this stage, the child can now make mental representations and is able to pretend. The child is now ever closer to the use of symbols. This stage is highlighted by the following. First, symbolic function. This is the ability to represent objects and events. A symbol is a thing that represents something else. A drawing, a written word, or a spoken word comes to be understood as representing a real object like a real MRT train. Egocentrism. This is the tendency of the child to only see his point of view and to assume that everyone also has his same point of view. The child cannot take the perspective of others. Third, centration. This refers to the tendency of the child to only focus on one aspect of a thing or event and exclude other aspects. For example, when a child is presented with two identical glasses with the same amount of water, the child will say they have the same amount of water. However, once water from one of the glasses transferred to an obviously taller but narrower glass, the child might say that there is more water in the taller glass. Fourth, irreversibility. Pre-operational children still have the inability to reverse their thinking. They can understand that 2 plus 3 is 5, but cannot understand that 5 minus 3 is 2. Fifth, animism. This is the tendency of children to attribute human-like traits or characteristics to inanimate objects. Sixth, transductive reasoning. This refers to the pre-operational child's type of reasoning that is neither inductive or deductive. Third, conservation. This is the ability to know that certain properties of objects like number, mass, volume, or area do not change even if there is a change in appearance. Fourth, seriation. This refers to the ability to order or arrange things in a series based on one dimension such as weight, volume, or size. Stage 4, formal operational stage. In the final stage of formal operations covering ages between 12 and 15 years, thinking becomes more logical. They can now solve abstract problems and can hypothesize. This stage is characterized by the following. Hypothetical reasoning. This is the ability to come up with different hypotheses about a problem and to gather and weigh data in order to make a final decision or judgment. This can be done in the absence of concrete objects. The individuals can now deal with the what-if questions. Analogical reasoning. This is the ability to perceive the relationship in one instance, and then use that relationship to narrow down possible answers in another similar situation or problem. Deductive reasoning. This is the ability to think logically by applying a general rule to a particular instance or situation. For example, all countries near the North Pole have cold temperatures. Greenland is near the North Pole. Therefore, Greenland has cold temperature.